Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the day of the video. Darren, how's it going today? Today, it's a little bit, it's quick today. It is a little bit wetter than it was yesterday. I've got my brolly, just in case it starts to tip it down a bit more, but otherwise it's tolerable at the moment. Not getting too wet. But this morning, I got up at just gone 6:30. Whew, bloody hell. It's like 15-minute lie-in. Holy crap. And I'm heading to work now. It's 7:45-ish, probably about 10 to 8 now. Heading foot bus to get in for 9, which is pretty good. I like getting in for 9, but only when I don't like leaving after 5. That's the problem. Lol. Especially now it's getting dark later and stuff. Although tonight I might consider going down to the IKEA and that to see if I can get some monitor risers to lift up my monitors a little bit. That's the plan. But I could do that at the weekend. Depends how I'm feeling when I come home. But like I say, it depends what kind of mood I'm in, because to be honest with you, I've been in quite good moods when I've been going home. I'm getting back onto the work thing, which is good, except for the fact that next week I'm going to be in Leeds, so 9 times out of 10 that means my work, just like my productive side, just dropped off the face of the earth. So yeah, it's annoying that I can't like run my server on itself. Like, I have to put it onto my Pi in order to test it, and I can't remote in because it's obviously locked down to local area and only, so that no one just casually logs onto my Pi. That would be awkward. But it means that like it's kind of difficult to it just means it's kind of difficult to test and develop for, because my it's because it runs on PHP and stuff. I haven't set my computer up to compile PHP. I should, because at the moment if I change like the CSS or something, like just a minor change, I've then got to drag it over on the FTP server, put it onto the Pi and then refresh the browser, which to be honest with you takes too long. And then it's like you make your change, control save, move over, drag and drop, then control F5, and it's just too much. I want to just be able to control F5 it, so I might look into a way of doing that on my laptop, and that means I can develop on the road as well. I don't need to be on the same Wi-Fi connection as Alfie in order to do changes. I just need to be in order to deploy it onto the server. And to be fair, there are a couple of differences and stuff in running locally and running on a server. So while it might make sense to do that, like for now, for like every now and again, it is always good to keep putting things onto the server at a test domain just to see what it looks like. But yeah, that's enough about that. We're going to work. Work is going to be good, hopefully. I think we're fractioning off now. We're not pair programming for this next chunk, which is exciting. Get to prove how good I am again, obviously. But yeah, I'm going to walk down to the other bus stop because it's going to be 6 minutes, so it gives me something to do instead of standing around getting miserable for 6 minutes. But yeah, what was I going to say? I was going to say something about the web. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it, to be honest with you, developing my sites and stuff. It's really good fun, as much as you can be, being web dev and stuff. I've just got to make sure that it doesn't get in the way of my other projects and stuff. Like, I didn't go to bed last night till 1 o'clock, and because of that, my daily vlog hasn't had a description and stuff like that. I can't let it get in the way of that. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be also working on some other programming kind of stuff, things like the 2 other projects I'm running, basically. So that's Blitz Planning and Stockholm, and while I'm still going to be working on them, I've got to make sure that this doesn't eat up too much of that time. But I think at the moment what the plan can be is YouTube main channel stuff can live mainly at the weekends, because with the exception of sometimes when I might need to edit in the week, like my weekends are free. I've got all day to film. Specifically I can't film at night because my room's too dark and the lighting's too bad, but I can film in the day. So if I just devote the weekends to it, then theoretically that should work. In theory, I might have to, like a couple of nights a week, might have to do some editing, but then obviously Monday I do my shop, Tuesday I've basically got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday night to mess about with things. We'll see. We will see. Umbrella, stay there. But I'm enjoying being back to Mr. Productive, Mr. Balancing too many things all at the same time. And people, they were kind of like, how do you do all of this stuff at the same time? I'm like, because I'm a beast. But yeah, basically, it's just going to be a fun weekend because we've got to film we've got to film 2 videos basically. One of them's a big video, like it's going to take all day to film most likely, and the other one needs to be edited for Sunday, so it's going to be a whale of a time. It's going to be good fun, but I don't think I need to do anything this weekend. Like, I don't need to go shopping, I don't need to go to town, I don't need to pick anything up, I don't think. Although I do want to look into getting desk risers. That's what they're technically called. I don't know. Computer stands, monitor stands thing. Oh man, not very happy. I heard someone drove up to Cribs at lunchtime, the person I sit next to, and came back with a orange hot chocolate, and he said it literally tasted like drinking a Terry's chocolate orange, and I needed some of that in my life, didn't I? So I went past my bus. I went past my bus stop, went to the cash point, got myself £10 out, thinking I know what I'm going to do. I found myself an excuse. My excuse was I need to do a bedding wash so that it's drying time for when I next do a clothes wash, and for that I need 2 £1 coins, which I don't have. But if I buy a hot chocolate, then I will have them coins and I can do that wash tonight instead of the weekend, tomorrow, when it has less time to dry, right? So I go there and it's fucking closed. It closed at 5. God damn, I was there at 5:30. No. Now I'm gutted. Now I've got to wait one more day till I can have an orange flavoured hot chocolate. Unfortunately, it's a Costa one and not a Cafe Nero one, because then it would be a lot better. But like, I can't not try that. I tried the honeycomb one last year and that was alright. I preferred the normal ones, but I'm pretty excited, to be honest with you. Otherwise it's very wet, it's very rainy, and I'm heading home. I'm going to have some chili, and it's going to be very nice, very nice, but it's not going to be hot chocolate flavoured or orange flavoured for that matter. What's going on tonight with all of this? Yeah, we're having to work. That's more important, isn't it? We were sorting out all of our services and stuff. We're pretty excited about, like, we've tested the output, we're getting a good output. We're literally just wrapping that in a service now so that people can call it, which is fun. And I'm in on my own on Monday, so I'm basically doing that by myself, which is exciting, apart from the fact that I've got to wrap tests around it, which isn't as exciting because it's quite difficult to do that. They're acceptance tests. I'm just hitting you in the face with the strap of the umbrella. I apologise profusely. But yeah, otherwise it's been a pretty good day at work today. A bit standard really. Also had the chance to roll on and do some other stuff. One thing, addresses are a complicated beast. They are absolutely complicated as hell. We've got this service is like pulling information away from the database, and then we've got to write like an address, like basically like a letterhead style address, but pulling that out for the entire country is ridiculous. There are so many different possibilities, and like if you've got, like, it gets complicated when you've got things like organisation name, department name, sub-building name, building number, and then you've got your thoroughfares. It's crazy. It's literally crazy. And it's like, if you've got a number, then put that on the same line as a thoroughfare. If you have a name but it ends in something that looks like a number that isn't between a range of this and this, then put that on the same line as the thoroughfare. It's crazy stuff. Also, if you were to send a letter to, let's say, we use my university, Professor Smith, who doesn't exist, by the way, so don't try and send him a letter. Professor Smith of the Computer Science Department at the University of Bath. You would write a letter, right? Am I right in thinking you would write a letter like, Professor Smith, Department of Computer Science, unless you knew the building name, Department of Computer Science, University of Bath. whatever it is, Bath, and then BA whatever the postcode is. Well, according to the Royal Mail, you're wrong when you write that. It should be Professor Smith, University of Bath, Department of Computer Science. It goes organisation name then department, not department then organisation, which blows my mind, because you write addresses, you home in on the tiny, like you start on the smallest possible thing, the person, and then you go out to the house, or in my case you go out to the flat, then the house it's in, then you go to the road, then the etc, 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 except the postcode, which is last. But I blew my mind. The Royal Mail disagrees with the way that you write your letters, and if they had it their way, they wouldn't deliver them. But yeah, if they had like an automatic screening thing that went, that's an invalid address, they would just, you'd never get your post sent to anyone. But it's also possible to have an address, I'm not sure on the law on this either, to have an address that isn't on a thoroughfare, which means if you can build a road, no, if you can build a house in the middle of a field that isn't connected to any road at all, like literally go off into the countryside, build a random house and hook it up to everything, right? And then you name that house, or you number it, whatever. Well, no, if it was numbered, then it would need a road. But if you then named it like 1, your address would be 1 Bristol postcode. So you will be number 1 Bristol, whatever the postcode is. That's mental. I want to do that, because it turns out that if you don't have a road name, then you don't have like Bishopston, whatever it is for around here, or a like, yeah. So if you don't have a road name, then you don't have the town name, which means that it's literally just your number of whatever it is, or the name of whatever it is, and then the locality in which it belongs, which is Bristol. Which is crazy. It's crazy. I've learned so much today about how postal service works and how it decides what your address is based on X, Y, and Z. It's really cool. Right, I've had dinner. I've watched an episode of Doctor Who, and I thought, you know what? It's bloody cold in here. So I put my heating on for a bit, and I thought I'm going to get in my jimmy jams. I'm going to get my dressing gown so that when it turns off, I stay warm. That's the logic here. But yeah, it can be quite cold, it can. But I'm going to start attacking some of the stuff on my board, I think. Starting with potentially I think I'm still doing web stuff, aren't I? Or shall I jump onto something else for a bit? I don't know. Changed my mind. I'm gonna watch The Apprentice. I've got to save Channel 4 shows for my Nexus to get on a train when I go up to Lovelace, because BBC iPlayer, the app, is horrendous and can't handle video playback. But yeah, that's what I'm currently doing. I'm gonna start watching Apprentice because I'm cool, which probably means very little web dev, or maybe well, I'll probably just watch this. Being lazy. It's end of week. I've got a busy weekend. I've just finished my I've just finished watching The Apprentice. Pretty good. Here, I want to talk something through to you, right, guys? Okay. To fill you in, I've got to keep touching on my devices so I don't lose anything. To fill you in, these monitors, or specifically this monitor here, which says JoeyPed.co.uk on it in big letters, is a 24-inch monitor. That is a 15-inch laptop. Might be smaller, might be... No, I doubt it's 13. Probably a 15-inch laptop. I then have a Nexus 7 and a HTC 1M8, right? I want you guys to do me a favour and go to joeyped.co.uk and test out for me what it looks like. I'm going to be asking you guys what you think. I'm going to put a post on Facebook as well. Because here's what I've got. Yeah, I've been messing about with different styling and stuff, and here is my school of thought. Okay, so here's joeyped.co.uk on the big monitor, right? Okay, so if you were to ignore the fact that it's changed. Let me just make this a bit bigger. Nice demo. Right, okay, so if you were to go from big, okay, to small, it still says this big design, yeah? When you get to the size of half of the page, and it is literally half of the page, of a monitor this big, it will then move to something called small computer mode, which is what this will display. This will show the big display here, shows fully big display, and then when you get down to about here, it will start optimizing for smaller monitors and stuff like that. And theoretically, iPads might come under this. I'm not sure. I will check for you, or you could check for me. Okay, I checked. iPads, it's the small computer mode. So it will be this mode here. But then if you put it in landscape mode, then it will be big computer mode, so 24-inch mode. Red here shows mini normal computer size. Small computer. This is large computer. We've got no issues trying to deal with room. This is small, red even. It's quite a lot of leeway on red. On black, probably too much, but it's what I'm working with. Red is smaller computers. So things like iPads in landscape mode, things like that. And then when you go to side mode, like this, it will stay in that mode. So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do the big screen will be like the big 24-inch, whatever, up until that point. As soon as you half that, it will then go into the next bracket down. So the 24-inch will go from big computer to smaller computer as it goes to half page. This will go from, kind of goes from big computer to small computer, sorry, you can't see, to small computer there, but if you go any lower than this, it then dips into tablet mode, which is, okay, so, in theory then, if you have a tablet like this, you have the Nexus 7, in this mode you'll be able to access the small computer mode, as you will portrait mode on an iPad, which is just there. But if you were to transition this to normal mode, it will shift to a blue colour, which is the tablet, or I'm calling tablet version, which is anywhere between, it's more a mini tablet, I guess. It's more a small tablet, which is this screen here. So, and then from there, you'll be able to go to a phone, if you had it on a phone, that way would bring up mini tablet mode, which is like optimized to be that size, I guess. And then if you were to rotate it around, it would go to phone mode, which is jamepad.co.uk, which basically handles like everything underneath this size. If you go to jamepad.co.uk and fiddle around with it, I'm going to leave these colours in for a bit. Do you agree with the size differences from when they move over? Part of me thinks that the big one is a little bit too big, but like what I'm trying to, you have a low battery as well because I forgot to charge you. What I'm trying to do is, instead of having a separate mobile site, I'm attempting to do it all with just like dynamic style sheets, which basically just shift the page and it'll just change the layout ever so slightly. It will like shrink text, shrink images, maybe move images in order to make it more easily readable. And that means that I don't have to develop a mobile site. And it's not necessarily because I don't want to develop a mobile site, it's because I believe that there is no reason why you shouldn't be able to do it with dynamic styling. And I prefer that idea to just giving an entirely different user interface, because then you get a better, and arguably the best thing to do would have a dynamic mobile and a dynamic, because then that'll be optimized for touch, this will be optimized for mouse. But either way, I want to do it dynamic styling. So the bigger it is, the more it's allowed to span out, the more room it's allowed to take up. Obviously there'll be limits. And then as you start to shrink down, it'll automatically start shrinking and start shifting the page in such a way that it will enable more information to be easily viewed or whatever. That's what I want to do in my life. Do you agree, and I've been fiddling with this for about 2 hours now, with the like width differences and stuff. The problem is I can only test it on a handful of devices. I can only test it on my computer, my laptops, my Nexus and my phone. That is literally it. That's all I've got that do mobile, that do web browsing, I think. Yeah, apart from my old phone, which is the same size, more or less. So yeah, if you've got like whatever devices or whatever, let me know what mode you get on your computers. Black is large, red is small computer, blue is tablet, and anything purple is mobile. Tell me what you get on your device, and tell me if you think that is the right thing to have, if you know what I mean. Just tweeted out a link, seeing if I was going to put it on Facebook to see if I could get people to test it for me there, because then we could reply in comments instead of being spammed by tweets. Because I've got like 20 people all talking to me at the same time. I say 20, I mean 4. Andrew picked up on the fact that it changes colour from portrait to landscape mode. That is literally because in landscape mode there's more width, so you can make more use of that. Whereas in that mode it's thinner, and yeah, it's basically all decided on the width. So the thinner it is, the more it will start to shift things down the page instead of trying to keep it long. So theoretically you should never have to scroll from left to right. That's what I'm aiming for on all of them. There was a couple of issues with the iPads and iPads, Safari and Apple devices, which were causing some issues. Apple, well, I thought it was just Safari, but it's not just Safari, it's Apple devices in general, run an out-of-date version of CSS, which is really strange. Really strange. I imagined that it was just Safari, that it was browser locked down, but it seems like it's locked down to the entire OS, which is really strange, because I'm using a transform in order to put the thing in the middle of the page, put the center of the website name basically into the center of the page on the splash page, and on theirs the transform doesn't run because it's of a different format and it's the wrong standard, so it just stays in the far right hand side of the page, which is annoying. But yeah, it's something I've got to consider. I might have to tweet people every now and again and be like, hey, could you just test my site on your iPad please? Because obviously I don't have an iPad or any Apple device except my iPod Nano. It's the only thing I have of and that doesn't have a web browser, and if it did, fuck me, that would be a true test of a mobile interface. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to go to bed. I'm happy with I think I'm happy. I'll see what you guys think of my site's automatic automatic restyling shizzle whizzle. I think that's really useful. It's not going to be used for things like that. Like I've said, I've described why I'm going to be using it, so I'll move on. Yeah, but I'm going to get going to bed. Tomorrow is going to be a long day. I'm getting up early. Well, to be honest with you, I've just been chilling out, watching YouTube videos and stuff. I've fallen behind, so I've had to catch up on videos and stuff and things to watch. But tomorrow is going to be a long day. I'm going to be filming 2 videos, or the audio to 1 video, including the video itself, to go along with that. Basically 2 videos. One is just me talking a bit of vlogging, bit of reading the script. The second is that, but with moving the camera around. We're going to be doing some sketches. It's going to be really interesting. And one of those, the shorter of those 2 videos, is going up on Sunday. So, in fact, is it going up tomorrow for you? Yeah, this gets uploaded Saturday, so it'll be going up tomorrow. So main channel video is going on to the main channel tomorrow at 6:30. It takes over the 6:30 slot from the daily vlog. Daily vlog gets 6 o'clock on those days. But yeah, so it's going to be up against it. Also, I want to go and see if I can find a desk for my monitors, because I want a little riser that would lift them up a bit from the floor, so I'm not looking down at them, getting backache. And secondly, I'm going to go to IKEA and Tesco and places to see if they've got anything like it that I can use. But otherwise, get myself a chocolate orange hot chocolate, or whatever it's called, on the same trip as well. So it's going to be a fun day. To be honest with you, I'm pretty excited. Then the evening's going to be spent editing, and so Sunday most likely. But that's my weekend, is going to be very YouTube based. I don't need to go to town, and I don't really want to waste town, because I'm going to be going to town with Lovely next week in Leeds, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Yeah, which means there might not be a live stream on Sunday. I might see if I can do a different night instead. Or I might have to break my once every fortnightly live stream pattern on the second fucking week. But yeah, I'm going to bed. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and I will catch you later.